It is good to see you again, adventurer, and stronger than when last we spoke. Plainly, you have devoted many hours to training, which is just as well, for I have mind to set you on your next task. At the Bramble Patch, you came to grasp the true meaning of courage. I would have you put that courage to proof before 3 masters of our art. In the many years since they began their training within these walls, these men have led very different lives. Yet they share the distinction of being regarded amongst the finest lancers of their time, and just as they once looked to their seniors for inspiration, so too shall you look to them. By availing yourself to their wisdom, you will take another step toward becoming a fully fledged lancer. Your first instructor is a man named Methiomi. Seek him out at Amarisiak's Spire in the East Shroud, where he serves as a frontier sentry. The long years at his post have honed Methiomi's perception. No detail escapes the man's piercing gaze. Present yourself before him for inspection, adventurer, and do as he bids you. You must be the young lancer I was told to expect. Greetings and well met. I am Methiomi, commander of the brave men and women of this spire. Now, let's have a good look at you. I see. You possess strength and skill in abundance. Of this there is no doubt, but you still want for experience. Oh, I don't doubt you've seen much and more. Mayhap you believe there is naught left out there to unnerve you. Yet the world is wide, and only the gods can claim to know all. You may be assured that the legendary lancers of old faltered at times. No lancer, or any man, can foresee all possibilities, but he can steel himself for the unexpected. I would have you do just that. Take this bottle of fresh-spoken blood and sprinkle it at the foot of the great tree to the north. Doing so will lure out creatures of the night, which you are to vanquish. Welcome back, son, and well done. I bore witness to your battle with mine own eyes. The bloodbat bewilders its prey with its ceaseless flittering, which makes putting a spear in the beast an exercise in frustration. Frustration that may easily have given rise to panic. Yet to your credit, you fought on resolutely, and thus emerged the victor. Yuane has taught you well, young one. You have a way to go, to be sure, but beneath those rough-hewn edges I see the makings of a great lancer. With my blessing, make your way to Beskarian's Drovers in the South Shroud. It is there that your next instructor, Beskarian himself, awaits. The man has a unique approach to our art. Though it's a fair while since he hung up his spear, his words are well worth hearing. Indeed, lancers visit him as much for his counsel as they do his mead, good though it is. By meeting Beskaro and availing yourself to his knowledge, your lance work will surely improve. Well, if it isn't Yuan's protege, I thought it was about time you arrived. I'm Boscaron, and this here's my place. In case you're wondering why old Yuan sent you, I should mention I've not always been in the food and drink business. Before I opened Druthers, I managed an outpost not far from here. Any road, between keeping throats wet and bellies full, I ain't got a great deal of time to chat just now, so if you don't mind, I'll get on with educating you. Now, take this nice bottle of full flower mead. Wait, don't open it. This ain't that kind of lesson. No, I want you to make an offering of it to Mystale's Lance, which is a monument tucked away in a rocky cleft to the south of here. See the bottle safely there, complete with its contents. And when you come back, I'll tell you a story. Got all that? Good. So you offered up the mead as I told you, and without drinking a drop? Very well, you shall have a tale of me, as promised. Mystale is the man who founded the Lancers Guild, and the monument I sent you to was erected in his honour. Mystale was courage made flesh. Cut him, and I dare say he'd have bled the stuff. It was him who first identified the two aspects of a Lancer's courage, as well as how to go about tempering them. And that weren't all he did. Seeing how the art had gone stale, what with our Lancers keeping to the confines of the Twelves Wood, he sought to bring in new techniques and methods from faraway lands. But Gridania was a different place in his day. The outside world was a thing to be shunned back then, and non-forestborn were considered faithless savages. Aye, it was even worse than now. Course, old Mystale wasn't afraid to call that way of thinking what it was, a lot of ignorance and cowardice. To cut a long story short, despite a forest full of good old Gridanian stubbornness, he finally convinced the nation to open its doors to foreign lancers, and by blending their techniques with his own, he gave the world the art that you now practice. To this day, the Lancers Guild accepts students regardless of their origin. That wouldn't have been possible if it hadn't been for Mystale. Us Lancers owe him much and more, and it's our charge to carry on his legacy. Never forget that. Yeah? What's that? When's the trial? Much as I hate to disappoint, there isn't one. Your courage was never in doubt, son. My part in your training is done. 'Tis time you visit your third and final instructor, a fellow named Vaux Clate. You'll find him whiling away his time at bobbing cork, like as not. Oh, and that's the name of an inn in Foulgourd Float, in case you didn't know. Up in the North Shroud it is. Vaux Clate's an old rival of mine. Me and him used to go at it till neither man could lift his spear tip off the ground. I warn you, he was a rat's stubborn bugger back then, and the years ain't done much to improve his humours. So, good luck with impressing him. I take it you are the young lancer of whom Ywain spoke, and an adventurer besides by the look of you. I was an adventurer myself once. That was before I became a lance for hire. But enough idle talk. You have come to learn from me, and learn from me you shall. Be warned though, you will not find me as lenient an instructor as the others. Now, pay attention. Thus far, you have learned to muster your courage in situations of fear, panic, and uncertainty. With me, you will learn to do it in the face of change. The enemy is a living thing, and living things are apt to change. Whatever the nature of that change, a lancer must be able to think and adapt, and to think and adapt during battle requires courage. To teach you the meaning of my words, I would have you challenge a fiery fiend known as the Red Balloon. However, the creature will appear only when there is a raging flame. You may kindle such a flame by procuring 6 fingers from slain balloons, and depositing them at a gutted campfire. This should suffice to entice the Red Balloon. As the battle wears on, the creature's fury shall burn with an ever greater fervour until it's ripe to burst in its conflagration of death. Let courage lend strength to your lance and extinguish this fiery foe. So you have vanquished the Red Balloon, no less than what I would expect of one of Ywain's. Your enemy altered its nature throughout the encounter, thereby causing the terms of battle to shift repeatedly. Yet ever did you press onward, your courage holding firm in the midst of constant change, so it was that you emerged triumphant. I am not known for being liberal with my praise, but you have done well. Yours is a genuine courage. Mind you, this does not give you license to forsake your training. You are still but a fledgling among us after all. I have finished with you. You may report back to Yuan, and when you do, tell that young upstart that I demand he show his face here from time to time. That is all. Oh, old Voxcloud demands I show my face. I can only assume the buxom brunette at the float isn't lavishing him with the attention he craves. Very well, I shall see what I can do. As for you, adventurer, well done. I never doubted that you would meet the approval of all three men, yet I am no less proud of you for having done so. You have travelled far along the Lancer's path, and soon you will no longer require my guidance. In fact, you need overcome but one further trial to complete your education here. Do so, and I will give you my blessing to leave the Lancers Guild and embark on a new adventure with spear in hand. As ever, apply yourself to your lance work, and return when you are ready for your final challenge. I look forward to our next meeting.